The Big Why.
Assalamu alaikum, welcome to The Big Why. Today, me and brother Mohammed will be answering the trickiest questions you, my dear viewers, have in mind. Assalamu alaikum, brother Mohammed.
Wa alaikum assalam.
How are you?
I'm very well, I'm excited.
Thank you for joining us.
I'm very, very glad to be here. I can't wait for the questions.
So today we'll receive questions from the dear viewers and you answer them.
Let's see who's going to give us a call.
Ready?
I'm ready.
Any moment now. Told you. Assalamu alaikum, The Big Why. Can I take your name, please? Yeah. And where are you calling from? And can I take your question? Ooh. Yeah. Okay, I'll pass on your question to Mohammed. Thank you for calling. She had a very good question.
What was that question?
How can we prove the existence of God?
How can we prove the existence of God? See, that is a very, very good question. And actually, it's a question that is probably like the fundamental, foundational question for our faith as Muslims.
Yeah.
Proving the existence of God is always the first question that we need to ask. But actually, before asking you about proving the existence of God, I want to ask you a question, okay? I'm going to pull my phone out of my pocket. This phone, right, it's an iPhone.
Yeah.
If I told you that this iPhone, I'm going to give it to you, is it complicated?
No.
It's not complicated, it's simple. What about the insides of it? Is the insides of it complicated?
Yeah.
Yeah? Like what do we have? We have microchips in there, we have like screens, we have batteries, we have like lithium, and all these complicated chemicals and stuff that's happening in electricity flowing, all of that to be able to create something like an iPhone. What if I told you that one day you walk into a nice massive forest and you see an iPhone on the floor? And I told you that this iPhone, no one made this iPhone. This iPhone just is part of the grass. It just came. Would you believe me?
No way.
Why wouldn't you believe me?
So that's impossible.
What do you mean? But it just happened. Like, no one designed this iPhone. This iPhone was just sort of a byproduct of like luck. It just came. Is that
wouldn't
believable?
believe you, no.
Why? It's not believable, is it? Why would you not believe it though? Is it because it's complicated?
No, it's false.
Huh?
It's false.
What's false about it? It's complicated, right? Like this as an iPhone, as a product, it's actually quite a complicated thing. And the way that it all works together and the way it connects to the Wi-Fi, the way it connects to the SIM card, all of these different things that connect to each other mean that this thing is just a bit too complicated for it to just happen by itself. Now, what if I give you another example? What if I told you that if you find a book off the bookshelf, give me a book that maybe you study in English in school.
Shakespeare.
Shakespeare. Let's take a Shakespeare book. And what if I told you that I took the alphabet, I jumbled it up, and I just threw it. And the way that each of these alphabet letters fell and landed in the right order, it made the Shakespeare book.
I wouldn't believe you, no.
You wouldn't believe me, would you? Why?
Can't happen.
It can't happen. It's just too complicated. The book is too well written for it just to have happened by accident. So therefore, you're telling me that Shakespeare must have written the book and Apple must have made the iPhone.
Yeah.
Because both of them are complicated enough to kind of have to prove that somebody must have made it. They wouldn't have just come on their own.
Yeah.
But now look around us in society, look around us in the world. Look at the way that the planets go around the sun. Look at the way that the forests grow and that the trees stand tall. Look at the way that us as human beings are able to stand and talk and communicate. Look at just your eyeball. If I was just to look at your eyeball and look at how complicated the little blood vessels are in your eyeball and all these details and intricacies of us as human beings, how could we exist just like that, just by accident? Because if the iPhone needed a creator, if the Shakespeare book needed a writer, how could all of this stuff around us just happen by accident?
Didn't.
Therefore, we can come to a conclusion, we can come to a decision that actually, if everything around us was created, it would make sense. But if we just assume they all came by random chance, it wouldn't make sense. So therefore, we can kind of come to the conclusion that actually, there must have been a creator, there must have been a designer, there must have been something that put all of this together. And I know that it wasn't you or it wasn't me. Another human didn't design you.
Yeah.
So who did?
Allah.
See? So we have to zoom out and realize that if someone must have designed this, then something must have designed this and all of the stuff around us. That would be my answer to that question.
Thank you. That just cleared up my mind. I hope it did the same thing to my dear viewers, and I hope they understood the question.
That's what we're here to do. If we have any other questions, make sure you ask it to the big why, and we're here to answer those questions.
Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more episodes. Ma salam.
The Big Why.